Hey everybody, what's going on? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another little video for you. This is a transfer roundup and news show, obviously, as we do in the afternoon for the day. We're a little bit later than we usually would be, but that's okay. We've got a bunch to get into, folks. Hope you're all good. Thank you for getting in here. Linna's family, hello to you. Batman Night Fan, William Reedy, Lucky Singh, Elliot Manduna, Kingslayer, Defender of the Bridge, Jay King, I Am Gilly, Josh Lee, Stephen Carr, Enigma 47, Billy, Normal Guy, Gareth, Kingslayer, United Tactical Talk, Matt Gwinnett, John Adair, Ika Ichsani, Superstar, Duncan Belothi, G King, Dizzy, RBSK, Anthony, and everybody else as well. Thank you so much for joining us for today's show. Do us a favour at the start of this one and smash that like button. That's right, give it a huge thumbs up. Share it around, spread it around, and help us get out there, my friends. In fact, I've pinned the tweet just promoting this show to the top of the live chat. If you're not following us on Twitter, click that link, give us a follow, and give it a retweet, guys. I really appreciate everyone who does that. I'll follow everybody back who gives it a cheeky little retweet, etc., and helps spread the word of the show. So please do that, and also drop a like on this video, as I said at the start of the show. Subscribe if you're new, and let's be having you. Welcome in 0793, Batman Night Fan, Chris Chatfield, Drew Who, Brian Irvine, Sub 2. What is going on, everyone? Thank you for joining us. So, plenty to get into today. There's some interesting stories. There's some interesting new links to Man United. It's not the same old De Jong shite that we're just going to be talking about, which is the most frustrating saga of the summer. But we are going to talk about a little bit at the start because there is just a little bit of De Jong news. But basically, De Jong, it's just the same old gas situation, really, my friends. There is an agreement in place between the two clubs. Some news has just come out this afternoon that says that Barcelona are already working on the third economic lever. And if it's complete, what is all this economic lever bullshit all about, mate? Do you know what I mean? What is this, a fucking hefty bank loan, my friend? What are they doing there at Barcelona? It's quite, I don't really, anyway, what I'm saying is they're trying to free up some funds. They're selling assets, selling players, doing all sorts of stuff behind the scenes. There's some news to say that maybe Frankie de Jong's departure will no longer be necessary if they do this. And also that Gerard Romero reported earlier on that it meant Barcelona will not be forced to sell Frankie de Jong if the third economic lever is completed. So, you know, in my opinion, it's just, I don't know what this is, guys. It's just more sort of rubbish PR nonsense guff, which is very frustrating. At the moment, it seems like maybe we can sign this guy, but maybe we can't. Zayn Miassi, what's going on, mate? Thank you for the super chat, man. Nobody cares, Zayn. He says, what a great performance by Arsenal. Saliba on fire again. He and Gabriel will make the best defensive partnership. Pre-season heroes, mate. Actual season melters. Sorry to say. How's the yo-yo going? Well, unfortunately, it is a bit like a yo-yo right now, bud. And it's very, very, very disappointing, actually. So, I mean, I can't really defend this whole De Jong pursuit. We've sort of got to move on and look for somebody else in the meantime. Try and get another midfield option. But for De Jong seems to want to stay at Barca, but that's just because that's what he has to say as well. If it was really the case that there was no interest there whatsoever, I honestly do not think that Man United would have got to this stage with Barca where we spent so long negotiating with them and actually have an agreement in place with them. I mean, think about it from De Jong's point of view, though. So, okay, he loves Barcelona. It's his dream club. He wants to stay there. He loves playing there. His family's there, his friends there, whatever. That's his home. So that is pretty big, isn't it? If you're really that determined to stay, that's going to be a factor. But also, he must know that they've accepted an offer from another football club, which means that, wow, they don't want me. They don't want me anymore. They want the money. They want me off the books. There's another opportunity to go and play with Ten Hag there. So I think it's kind of still on the books, of course, or on the cards at least, that we could sign this guy. I don't see how that much has changed. It really does depend on Barca and the amount of money that they owing him being settled, regardless of whether he stays, goes to Manchester United, whatever, they're still going to owe him that amount of money. He's just got to keep his head down and be as professional as possible if he wants to be settled up that money. He, of course, though, is owed that money regardless. So I don't think that necessarily is the biggest factor. But what he certainly doesn't want is to lose any percentage of that money and them say, hey, look, Frankie, we've got a deal for you on the table. We want you out the door. But you know that 17 mil you owe, yeah? Yeah, let's just call it 7. And well, that's not really how it's going to work, I don't think. So, of course, they're not happy about being owed a shitload of cash, him and his agent. And who knows? I mean, he is a Barcelona pro and he loves Barcelona. If he's super loyal to the football club, fair play to him. Good luck to him. But it's not really the right right look at the moment for us to be negotiating with them for all that time, and for them just to, I don't know, do what they've done with their fact that they've asked for extra money up front and taken lots of time over it, and then for Frankie just to turn around and say to Ten Hag, essentially, no, mate. At the end of it, computer says no. At the end of all this negotiations and all this palaver, it would be an absolute smack in the chops, my friend. So I still think there has to be a basis for Frankie wanting to go to Man United, open to joining Man United. I wouldn't say he wants to go to Man United. It's not like he's got this burning desire to play for Man United, I don't think. We're not even in the Champions League right now. It's just that he's open to joining Man United should Barcelona want to get rid of this guy, which it seems like they do. What the fuck's the third economic lever? Exactly, Dark Memer. What does that mean? They're getting another big bank loan? I don't really understand what these levers and all these things are on about, but there you go. Apparently, they are in the process of maybe activating a third economic lever. G-Wolf United, what's going on, you legend? He says, Zane, Arsenal are yo-yo while United go to top 4. Love your style, my friend. Love it. Let's go. Hopefully, Ten Hag can bring about this, this fresh, new, attacking, good, and picking up results season, my friend. Farsenal says, John O'Connor, good shout. Mikey's got in here with a super chat. Thank you, Mikey, bro. He says, Barca deserve karma to come their way. TikTok, Barca, yeah. Well, how can they do this, to be fair? They owe a lot of people money, don't they? They owe the bank manager money. Fuck me. I mean, it's so hot in this country right now, but it's hotter in Barca's bank manager's office because he's sweating his tits off, my friend, with the situation of their current setup with the club, obviously, and the fact that they're currently always remortgaging themselves, aren't they? That's Barcelona, remortgage FC. That's what they do. So, hey, look, fair enough if that's what they want to do, but in the short term, it might solve their problems, but in the long term, it's just banding them in more debt and giving them more issues, I think. Even though they may have sold some things off, they've just spunked that money straight away on a bunch of new players paying them big wages. I think their desire is to sell Frankie de Jong to try and settle up the status quo there a little bit in regards to the finances. Of course it is. They wouldn't have accepted an offer from Man United if they weren't genuinely interested in getting this guy off the books. That's the fact, because that's not the actions of a club that's desperate to keep a player, is it? Hey, Rushmano, what's going on, you absolute don? He says Barcelona selling their soul to raise funds. Spot on as well, Rushmano. I agree. That's it. They're just completely financing themselves down the river. Yeah, I mean, they are a huge football club, and they've got just this huge, massive reputation and fan base and global appeal and all the rest. But still, I mean, they're in a huge amount of debt, and it just seems to be getting worse for them. Broken club with broken interest. There you go, Lucky Singh. Elliot Manduna says Barcelona's a mafia. They must have money laundering outlets somewhere. Hey, you said it. Now 786, what's going on? Zayn Miasi's got in with another super chat. Let's just take a second to get a sue in the live chat for this guy. And he comments and he says, we will be getting a huge economic lever when our documentary comes out. More transfer money for us. You should look forward to receiving the £7.99, mate, from the one new fucking Amazon membership that brings in. Do you know what I mean? And that's probably from you. You know what I mean? Nobody's watching that shite, mate. Nobody's watching that shite. Smash a 1 if you're going to watch that shite. Smash a 2 if you're not going to watch that shite. Let us know. Let us know what you guys think. But personally, it's a load of nobody gives a toss. Anyway. Thank you, Sammy Assi, though, for the bants there. Appreciate it, my friend. Let's get some suits in. Liam says, I hope you're learning Dutch. I am learning Dutch, to be honest with you, Liam. Ready? Check this out. My name is Louis Van Gaal, and I like my players to be horny. So yes, I've been learning a little bit of Dutch, mate, but other than that, no, not really. But, okay, so it seems like Barcelona will not be forced to sell Frankie de Jong if another economic lever is complete, whatever the hell this all means. But in terms of the remortgaging and refinancing of this gash football club, that's what could happen. I mean, I don't know. I mean, why would they have agreed a fee with Manchester United if that's not the case? Maybe this economic lever's there just in case Frankie de Jong decides to play hardball and really says, I'm not going anywhere. Barcelona's my home. Barcelona's my dream club. I'm a Barcelona player. Got a contract for 4 years. I'm staying. If that's the case, then I guess they do have to activate this economic lever. But certainly don't think they'll be doing that if they can sell Frankie de Jong. Frankie de Jong is an 85 million euro asset, which they'll just get a big hit straight away. 75 million euros up front, plus then 1.4 million off the books every single month in terms of euros. That's £350,000 a week that this guy is paid. So pretty significant amount of money that they'll be saving by letting Frankie go. They've also signed a lot of other players, of course, big money, big name signings, which they're going to have to finance somehow. They're like Nagelsmann said, Barca are the only club in the world that can be so much in debt and yet still be signing every single player that they want. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous, really. And to owe players money and still be doing it also. One with God is majority. Hello there, says Barca know what they're doing. They're like someone who like to be noticed by crowds so that they can catch many people's attention. Respect. So you think this is all just PR guff right here, right now. Fair enough. But what is Barca's side of things here? I don't quite understand the motive for Barca. They've already reached an agreement with Man United. Are they, is what the situation is now? They're just going to come back to us and say, hey, look, Frankie really wants all this 17 mil. You're going to have to cough up a little bit more. I mean, what do you think it is? Because we've agreed a deal with Barca. So I don't really think that if it's Barca holding things up. I think it's the fact that they owe Frankie a shitload of cash. In my opinion, if they want him off the books, they're going to have to absorb that money that they owe him, which they owe him regardless if he stays or goes or doesn't go. Doesn't matter. They still owe him that money. Rush Mano, thank you so much for the £5 super chat, you legend. He says, funny how all these Frankie reports are coming from Spain. Not one tier 1 source confirming what's been put out there. Sounds BS to me, says Rush Mano. Yes, I'm with you on that one, Rush Mano, mate. I mean, that's it. Barcelona, Remortgage FC, they're constantly... There's always so much about their finances in the public eye, isn't there? About, oh, they've sold this, they've done that. They're restructuring things. Then this amount in debt, but they're still going outside of players. It is all very, very strange, isn't it, Rushmano, man? But yeah, I mean, this is from Ferran Correas. Don't know who the fuck this guy is, to be honest with you, but there you go, might be decent. And then also with Gerard Romero is one of the people that, of course, broke the initial news about, I think he was the first guy, wasn't he, who broke the news that Man United were in for Frankie de Jong, so he's like a Barcelona insider. But yeah, I mean, look, what does that really mean? Barcelona will not be forced to sell Frankie if the third economic lever is completed. Well, okay, but they've already agreed a fee with Man United, so they want to sell him. That's what I think. They want to sell this guy, don't they? You think we should move on, says Chris Parker? Palmarius, thank you so much for getting in it with the like, Tanner. He says we're only 2 likes away from 100. Sui! That is brilliant, everyone. Thank you so much for hitting that thumbs up button. Do us a massive favour, though. If you haven't done, drop a smash of the like on the video. Kung Fu Kant's another shite out of it, like that Palace fan, my son. And hit the like, so we can boost up there on the YouTube algorithm, my friends. Chris Barker says, yeah, move on. So, right, smash a 1 in the live chat if you want to move on from Frankie de Jong now. Smash a 2 if you think that we should persevere. Let Erik ten Hag get his guy, even if it takes all bloody year or all summer long. Let us know what you guys think, because there are other midfielders out there, as we discussed in yesterday's video, such as Tielemans or Ruben Neves or Sangare or some other combination. You could maybe even go and get 2 players for the price of Frankie, possibly, in the midfield. One says Scott Berg, move on. Liam and Enigma 47 say stay with Frankie. Dizzy says move on. G-Will says stick. The Hoff says move on, and so does Legion Cake. Agrippa and Dave the Gamer say stay with Frankie de Jong deal. Okay, fair enough. Well, I mean, it's a mixed bag, but the fact is he's number 1 target for Ten Hag. That's why we should stick with him a little bit longer, just because, well, it will be somebody that we can sort of build the new team around. He's going to have the Ten Hag a seal of approval, that style of play. He's going to be a catalyst, I think, into us starting to play some very good stuff, because he knows that sort of style, and Ten Hag knows that he can play the sort of way that he wants him to play. Thank you, Benjamin Paul Coker, for hitting that subscribe button. Nice one, Benjamin. We got an update, have we? Let's have a look at this then. Thank you, Rush Mano, for sending this through. Let's see what this says. Interesting. Okay, so Reshan Rahman coming in. Frankie de Jong would be earning a salary higher than Lewandowski's if he stays under the current terms. Right? So, yeah, he's on a huge amount of money, this man, isn't he? So, huge amounts of money. And so it seems they want to get rid of the guy. That's the thing. Because he's such a huge, he just sucks out a huge chunk of money every single month. He is a quality player. You wouldn't think they would want to get rid of him. In all fairness, like, it doesn't quite add up, but that's why. I don't know. It just does not quite add up at the moment, is it, folks? They've made an agreement with Manchester United to sell the guy. Yet it seems like there's some sort of part of them that doesn't really want to sell him. They want to keep him. Or is that just the PR that's being put out at the moment? Nobody knows, folks, really. There's a lot of speculation. He's going to be earning a shitload of cash at Barcelona. He's on a huge amount of money. And that's it. As far as an economic standpoint, if they were looking to sign a lot of players, which they already have done, surely they've got to move him on. Hey there, Freya Gothic QT. How you doing there? Welcome in the stream. Thank you. I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. I hope you're doing well. Welcome in. Good to see you. I hope you're enjoying the summer. It is ridiculously hot still, isn't it? Abdullah Elman says, I want kidnap de Jong. You want to kidnap de Jong now? Tired of De Jong, boring. Big up to the pig. Thank you, Abdullah Irwin. Well, please don't do that, mate. I think that Tad Bakes has got it spot on in the live chat, though. He says, Barca just don't want to pay him. I think that's kind of what it's down to. Maybe that's what the delay is. They're just making him sweat. Dun, 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 dun. They just want to make him sweat, guys, maybe. Maybe they just want to say, hey, look, how's about if you want to go now, rather than that 17 milli we owe you, how's about we just cut that in half? I mean, we don't know what Barca's tactic is here. Well, we know that they're obligated to pay him if he stays. But maybe they're just prepared to say, hey, look, Frankie, do us a favour, mate. You love the football club. We're in serious financial gash-up situation. Just go, mate. Just go. Just go. But then again, you know what? From Frankie's point of view, how insulting must it be if you've seen the likes of Lewandowski and Rafinha, all these guys being pursued and being unveiled and being signed for big transfer money when they owe you wages. And now they're trying to get rid of you and they've already agreed to... Surely Frankie de Jong wants out now, guys. I know he's got a nice face and he's got a nice smiley face and everything. And he's saying the right things like he's happy at Barca and all this. But how can he be happy, mate? They're trying to sell him out from underneath himself. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get the cash for him. They're treating him like a bag of shite. They've got him on less wages, got deferred wages that they owe him. Man, if I was Frankie de Jong, I'd be looking to get the hell out of that football club. So I don't really understand the massive appeal of him playing for Barcelona, especially if they're going to be talking about playing for less money and stuff. That's it. I mean, we heard comments from Laporta a week ago in regards to the situation with Frankie, where it may be an economic thing. That's it. They want to try and do their best to keep hold of Frankie. That's what they were saying. But it comes down to an economics, really. Oh, he's on too much money, isn't he? Too much money. Chris Barker says, FD doesn't have the balls for our struggle. As far as he's concerned, he's made it. If he stays, he's a fanny. Okay, Chris Barker. So what about, though, if he does come? Do you think he's just coming because, well, it's a good payday? I personally think he'll be giving it his all at Manchester United. The fact is, if Barca kick him out the door and they don't want him and they rather have the cash, he's not wanted at Barca. He's not going to feel welcome. He's not going to want to stay. I mean, the situation should feel like that already for him. He's been brought on the preseason game at centre-back. He's, there's so much speculation linking him with a move to Manchester United. He can't get away from it. So he knows what's going on. The link is there. I mean, he could just quite simply come out and tweet and say, I love Barca, I don't want to go to Man United, and that's that. Sorry. And that puts it to bed, but he hasn't done. We're still working on it. Ten Hag's still pushing for him. And there must be some sort of level of understanding that there is, an openness to join Man United should Barcelona decide to kick him out. That's really what it is. So anyway, fuck Barcelona, guys. I hate talking about them. They're an absolute disgrace-run club. This is another fine example of it, just how they've managed to just screw us over all summer long by making us negotiate for a long time. We've already reached an agreement with them, and now still there's hold-ups and delays because, well, they don't even have the money or they don't have the willingness to settle up and pay the guy what they owe him. I know they bought players in, like he's saying as well. How insulting if you're Frankie de Jong and you're owed cash and everything and they're signing shitloads of players. Barca are a fucking disgrace, says Tad Bakes. I agree with that. Barcelona, says Chris Barker. Yeah, good shout, guys. Right, okay, so that's the De Jong news, guys. Not much De Jong news, just reports and rumours about Barcelona triggering an economic lever, another economic lever, whatever the fuck that means, guys. So, essentially, what's that? Getting a fat bank loan? I don't really know. But whatever it is, screw Barca. So, there you go. Just talking about Barca, though, guys, just having a little talk about them. Why not, eh? We might as well have a little talk about Barcelona here for a second. There are some links going around today, folks. Some new fresh links in regards to Memphis Depay. So the same guy, Gerard Romero, reporting from over in Spain that Memphis Depay returned to Manchester United has always been of interest. And that perhaps that could be another player that Barcelona would look to offload in part of this revamp with Lua coming in, etc., etc. I mean, I think Depay's strengths lie out on the left wing. Striker, we've got quite a few players out on the left wing at the moment, but Memphis Depay is a good player. We've seen him at Manchester United before, right? And when he was at United the first time around, he came in with quite a bit of expectation. He was scoring a lot of goals over in the Eredivisie, and we expected him to try and reproduce that in the Premier League, but it didn't really happen, and he was gash. And he left, and then he went towards Olympique Lyon, or he went over in France, and then he's developed and scored a lot of goals, and then he's gone to Barcelona and stuff, and he's had a good time of it, and he's doing quite well. He's not doing terribly, guys. I mean, I think he's a good, talented player. He's a mature player now. When we had him previously, he was not a mature player. He was, of course, a young player. We had him in from the 15-16 season to the 16-17 season, just a short spell at the club, really. Only scored a handful of goals. It was shite. But then he went to Olympique Lyon and he scored a heck of a lot of goals. It's a French farmers league, though, so who really gives a toss? But he'd gone to Barcelona, and in 28 appearances in the last season just gone, he scored 12 goals, got 2 assists. I mean, not bad at all. And bear in mind that he's playing a lot of these, games from, not the striker position as well. You have to say that he plays a lot of games out on the left wing, etc. So he's a good standard player. I don't think anybody could pretend that he's not a good standard player. But is he a quality player that really improves Man United right now? Largely, I would say not overly, no. Unless Cristiano Ronaldo goes, right? If Ronaldo goes, then a player like Memphis Depay makes a bit of sense for us, because there's not that many great options out there just to add some more goals to the club. But I'm not really overly enamoured with him. I've seen him for Manchester United before. And he was bad then, but he's improved a lot since. He's gone away. He's a different animal now. I mean, if you actually look at his goals record, it's not that bad at all, folks. In fact, even on the international scene for the Netherlands, he's got 42 goals in 80 caps. 80 appearances, 42 goals. That's a very good record on the international stage. Overall, his recent years, I mean, we've got some goal stats here, in fact. Memphis Depay goal stats, 122 goal contributions in 166 league games since leaving United in 2017. Competition at left wing striker available for around £20 million. So some reports coming out to say that he could be available for as little as that amount of money. I'm not so sure about that, but perhaps that's the case. You can't deny that's a good goal record since he's left Manchester United. But at the same time, he was shite last time for us. I don't think he's that great, but you know what? We got something called the X factor, the Ten Hag factor. And Ten Hag is a Dutchman. Memphis Depay's a Dutchman. Maybe he's to sort of assemble a bit of a Dutch vibe at Man United. It seems like he's already raiding the Eredivisie a little bit already. He's got Donny van der Beek there. We've, of course, bought in Malacia, and there's links to other players as well, possibly. Jong, of course, is the Dutch vibe of the midfield. But how's about Memphis Depay? I mean, he actually is a good player, guys, and he's got very good stats in recent years. He's not bad at all. He's a better option than some players. I mean, I'd definitely rather have, say, Memphis Depay than Paulo Dybala. I know Dybala's obviously gone to Roma now, but just we were talking about him a week ago. And in regards to who I'd rather have, definitely it would be Depay. I mean, 12 goals and 2 assists in 28 for Barca in the league this season just gone. 20 goals and 12 assists and 37 for Olympique Lyon the season before. You know, these are good numbers that he's putting up. He's coming into maturity. He's 28. This is his prime. So would I be open to us bringing in Memphis Depay if Ten Hag wanted to bring it in? Yes, I would. Do I think it's the most impressive signing we can make and really improve us massively? Not really, no. But I think it's a good signing, guys. Let's just ask the live chat, everybody. Let's ask the live chat. Would you be interested in Memphis Depay coming back to Manchester United? Just a simple yes or no question. Get it in the live chat. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. Hey, it's Tox Cole. What's going on, you legend? How you been, sir? Yes, man. Oh, Tox Cole. Great to see you, my friend. How have you been? He's been a member of this channel for 22 months of the Gammon Gang. The one and only. The Don. Tox Cole, how you doing, sir? Thank you so much for the highlighted member comments supporting this show for an unbelievable, unprecedented 22 months of Gammon Gang and here, my son. Guys, everybody, please, can we get some love hearts in there for the man Tox? Thank you very much, Tox Cole. And he says, hey, man, how have you been? Do you still stream FIFA? I come here every evening, but nothing. Hope everything's good. Tox Cole, you can be very happy, my son, because I've set up a stream tonight for 11:50. And I'll tell you what it was. So my brother came over from the 6th to the 19th with his family from America. And it was just very difficult for me to do late night streams because in the same house. And they wanted to get up early in the morning and stuff. And I'm a late night streamer from like 11 p.m. to 3 a.m. So in the end, it was just a little bit of a debacle. So I couldn't really do it. So, but we're back to it tonight, regularly scheduled programming, mate. So from tonight, then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we'll be back at it raw, my son. So, yeah, Tox Cole, sorry about the lack of content in the FIFA department, but tonight is back and it will be completely back to normal now. But great to see you, Tox. Thank you so much for supporting the show. I hope everything's going on with you and your good woman, my son. Thank you so much for getting in and supporting the show. Let's get some mad love hearts and a hashtag 22 in there for Tox. Thank you, mate. So, right, let's get back into the news then. What an absolute legend. So Memphis Depay, I think he's a good option anyway. Let's see what the chat said. Yes on loan, says Flex Felix. No, says Fire. No, says United forever. You'd rather eat pie, says Dean M. You and Luke Shaw as well. Yes, says Zim Prince. No, says Brian Irvin. No, says The Huff. No, says Vincent Bullock. Yes, says Dizzy Red Devil. No, says Duncan Bolifo and Ika Ichsani. Hell yes, says Josh Lee. Yes, says Joshua Whitford. Well, I'd have him back for 20 mil. If that's the sort of reported price that's being talked about, if we can actually get him for that amount of money, I would take him back at Man United. Yeah, why not? I mean, we need competition for places. We are all right in the sort of wide areas, but certainly we need a backup striker as well. I mean, I know Tony Martial's done really well in pre-season, but is he enough really to rely on throughout the whole course of a season to get you enough goals and be fit enough and available and ready and consistent enough to really warrant a place in the side all the time? I'm not so sure. He has had a very good time of it this summer, and I'm very impressed with Tony Martial so far. New fresh start under Ten Hag, maybe he can do all sorts of things. But right now, it's not that convincing without Ronaldo. Oh shit. Toxco, thank you for another super chat, you legend. Let's get a Sue in the chat. He says, okay, that makes sense. See you soon. Thank you, Toxco, my man. Yeah. So we will be back on the FIFA tonight, raw like Gungshi says. How you doing there, Gungshi? Thank you, Toxco, for that super chat there, you legend. And yeah, tonight we'll be back at it, regularly scheduled programming. And yes, so thank you very much for that, Tox, you absolute star, man. Cody Martin comments, no, Pig, at Barca, he's not that lethal of a player. He's playing in La Liga. I know he's playing in La Liga. I know he's playing for a really top side in La Liga, but you say he's not that lethal, but he's got 12 goals and 2 assists in 28 appearances. And, you know, also the actual minutes, the goals to minutes ratio is not too bad at all. The last season in League One, he's getting 20 goals and 12 assists in 37. These are decent stats. Plus, look at his strike rate for the Netherlands. That also tells you a story. 42 in 80. So I personally think that he's a good option. He's not an absolutely outrageous goal scorer. He's not going to get you 25 plus goals a season, but could he get 15 goals a season, playing a role sometimes at striker and also sometimes out and left? Yes, I definitely do think so. So, I mean, I'm not crazy about him. Based on his last time here, he was gash, but he seems to have developed quite a lot since then. He's now in his prime. He's got a reasonably impressive goal record. It's not the best, but I'd probably take him. I'd probably take him at the football club. Why not, eh? Rob MUFC, thank you for a super chat here as well, my friend. He says, my friend, Barca can bring in 50 billion in levers. They are still bound by La Liga fair play via a salary cap. 40 million euros to Frankie de Jong if he stays. Well, there you go. Exactly there, Rob MUFC. Thank you so much, bud, for getting in here with your super chat, dude. And you're absolutely right. You know, that's it. They've only got so many players and so much of a budget for their wage structure there because of La Liga rules. You're absolutely right, mate. You're absolutely right. Thank you, Rob. I personally think they're going to try and get rid of him because it just makes economic sense for them to try and do so, you know. All right, nice one. Let's have a look at this, Rush Marlow. Thanks for getting in here. Okay, interesting. So that's quite interesting. Yeah. All right. Okay. Rob Blanchett's reporting that Manchester United are speaking to Barcelona about signing Memphis Depay. That's just come out this afternoon. So we're just talking about that. And Rob Blanchett has just reported that anyway, that United are speaking to Barca about signing Memphis Depay. Wow. Well, if the price was right, if it was about, I mean, think about this. How much money is he on? Let's see if I can find a bit more information. I'm going to suggest he's on quite a whack of money as well in regards to Memphis Depay's wages at Barcelona. So, yeah, I'm not sure I've got the information here, but his contract runs out next summer. So he has only got 1 year left on his deal. So that makes him not the most valuable of players. So if Man United can maybe convince Barca to sell him, they just got Lua, cheeky 20 million quid. He's going anyway next season, potentially on a free. And also if he's on quite a big whack of money every single week, that's another option. I mean, we could do a double deal with Barca. Oh my goodness me. I don't know though. But look, Ten Hag knows this guy obviously quite a lot. course he does. He's a Dutchman, and he's got that connection, and he would have known his career quite significantly, of course. You know, obviously he was at PSV before, but he would have certainly known who Memphis Depay is. I mean, in the 14-15 season in the Eredivisie, the reason we signed Memphis Depay is because he scored 22 goals and got 6 assists in 30 appearances for PSV. So, that's in the Eredivisie alone. So, very, very impressive stats. That's the reason we signed him. And then he came to the Premier League, and in his first season, he scored 2 goals and got 1 assist in 29 appearances. Absolutely fucking shocking. So he didn't stick around long, and then he had much better time of it in League One. But it is a Farmers League. Maybe this guy's just not cut out for the Premier League. It is a totally different animal, and it's very, very difficult compared to some of these easier leagues. Like in La Liga, you're playing for one of the best teams, Barca. You're up against whipping boys every other week. And then the same can be said for League One as well, like the French Farmers League. So yeah, okay, could he do it in the Prem? That's a big question. He's already not done it in the Prem before. That's all we've really got to go on there. But I think it's almost worth a gamble for that price. It's not a huge amount of cash. It really depends on sort of the amount of money this guy's being paid. If he is being paid a significant amount, then is he worth hundreds of thousands of pounds a week? Absolutely not. But if he's worth, if we can get him for 160 a week or something, maybe he's a decent addition to the squad. Stats don't lie, says Linner's family. There you go. Yeah, okay. And Nick Knack says 13 of those 29 appearances were as a sub. There you go. Exactly. Yeah. Or Tactics Gaming says all the signings so far are good business because they want to be here. Ten Hag has a vision. Good shout. What about Frankie de Jong, though? Because that's his number one guy, and he's going for him. Frankie doesn't want to know, does he? Hey, Big Bear, you bloody legend. What's going on, mate? Hello, thank you so much for getting in here. He says, yes, Pig, my man, hope you're well. Eric Ten Hag to glory. Hey, thank you so much, you absolute bloody legend. Big Bear, what I've done, guys, can we get some hashtag 10s in the chat for Big Bear? Big Bear, I'm back with FIFA tonight, my son. I don't know if you're around, but if you are, please stop by, mate. What a legend. Oh, crikey, Rush Mono says we've got 162 likes on the stream. That's excellent, my friends. You know what, though? We can do better than that. We've got 400 legends in here. Bacon Brigade, assemble! Smash that like button. Say no to the clickbait wankers. Help us compete with these clickbait wankers. Help us compete with the corporation channels. Drop a cheeky little like on this video. Hit the thumbs up and help us out. It's free to do so, so you might as well. And also get yourself subscribing to the channel if it's your first time on the show. We cover all the latest United news in a no bullshit, no clickbait way. So come and join us, folks. Get the old subscribe button, smash, click the bell, and come and get yourself involved in the chat. We also are fully interactive. We let everyone have their say. We have a big Q&A at the end of every video. So come and get yourself in there, my son. Hey, John Anderson and Adewale Adelaide, what's going on, my friends? Okay, so folks, so Memphis Depay, there are some reports coming out just this afternoon that Manchester United have begun negotiations, or not negotiations, sorry, let's read that again. So Rob Blanchett reporting that Man United are, no, sorry, that's a different one. Man United are speaking to Barcelona about signing Memphis Depay. So maybe they're just putting some sort of feelers out there just to gauge the situation. How much money do they want? Because Barca have to restructure things, don't they? They've got salary cap in La Liga. That's a big issue. They've got financial debts and things that are crippling them, and they're always constantly restructuring things. It would be quite a nice little move for them to maybe move on somebody like that who's got 1 year left on his contract, maybe just make it a year earlier. So from that perspective, Depay makes a little bit of sense. It's the same reasons for De Jong, really, for Barca, is maybe they're looking to have a reshuffle around, get some different players in, but also be able to pay for those players without actually having to take another loan out or whatever it is they're doing. So definitely the case. I think that it could be a possibility for Man United. Depay to United, it could be if Eric Ten Hag wants him with those Dutch vibes. He's versatile in the sense he can play you at striker for you, he can play on the left wing, and he'll provide competition for both of those places. If Ronaldo does come back, you've got Depay who could come in there sometimes and back him up and play at striker. I'm not saying he's going to be prolific, but he's an option. And then at left wing as well, you've got a decent option, bit of competition there. So I'm not overly against it, but it's not inspiring either because we've seen him one time at United and he was shite. Liam H, thank you for your highlight. Remember comment, my son. He says FDJ says he wants to stay. Sorry, he wants to protect his contract. FDJ says he wants Barca to protect his contract. Sorry, yes, yeah, there you go. So there's some reports that maybe there's some sort of loyalty stipulation in his contract, which basically says if he's publicly engaging in interest from other football clubs, then he could be entitled to less money because of this loyalty clause, etc. I've heard some bullshit like that as well. Might be true. I mean, the fact is he wants to get paid, and if he's going to get paid, he's just got to keep his eyes on the prize and keep on the straight and narrow and get his head down, because that's what it really is. So I don't think he can outright publicly say, oh yeah, I want to leave Barca, because he wants to get paid, doesn't he? So and I don't think he does want to leave Barca. Let's just be perfectly clear. In an ideal world, for Frankie, let's just be clear, they would settle up the money, they would pay him all of his wages, they'd pay him all of his wages for the next 4 years of his contract, and he would stay and remain a Barcelona player. Let's be perfectly honest now. It's not the dream move for him to come to Man United at all. His dream move was Barca. He's got that. So, it's really just down to Barca being financially screwed and wanting to push him out the door to us. Simon Cowie, thank you so much for your super chat here, my son. He comments, Pig, Depay is a huge risk, and I think he's not a Premier League player. Simon, fair play to you, dude. Yeah, fair play. He always looked a bit sluggish. He always looked like he'd been out on a bender with Luke Shaw and had one too many Frey Bentos pies the night before as well. Little bit meaty out there, you know? I mean, that was back then, though. But in terms of now, I mean, look, he could be a different player. It's a long time ago, in all fairness. And his goal record would suggest that he could be a different player. I mean, look at those stats we've got on the screen here, folks. Right here. Depay's stats, 122 goal contributions in 166 league games since leaving United. But what you said, Simon, is the most important thing. Can he do it in a cold, wet, windy night in the Premier League? That is the question. And it's a very physical league. You get less time on the ball, all that sort of stuff. I mean, I think he can do a lot better than last time, because I'm sure he's developed as a player. But he wasn't a Premier League player last time. His goal-scoring record before coming to United was excellent in the Eredivisie, absolutely impeccable. That's why we signed him. His goal-scoring record leaving Manchester United afterwards was absolutely fantastic as well for both Olympique Lyon. He's done all right at Barca as well. But for United, when it counts in the Prem, all we've got to go on is a season of absolute gashness. So I can sort of understand what you're saying, Simon. I'm very much not blown away by it. I'm open to the signing if Ten Hag feels he can utilise him, though. Hello there, Golden Boy. Welcome in the stream, my friend. Vincent says, unfortunately, Gunky the Pig is afraid to answer. Vincent, what's that about, my son? I am afraid of you in general, Vincent Bullock, to be honest. 0793 says, that would be the weirdest contract clause ever, to be honest, says 0793. Yeah, you're right. Thank you, Mansari Tahiru, for subscribing to this channel, mate. Thank you so much for getting in here raw. Oh, okay. Vincent says, Pig, I heard today that would make Gunky very happy today. We're going to have a new sponsor this year. Jaffa Cake's Dutch version. That's why I don't read your comments up, Vincent. Because they're all so long-winded, my son. And just completely mad in the head. Rush Mono says, has Depay had dealings with Erik Ten Hag? That's the question. Well, I personally don't know. I really don't know. But I'm sure they've got an understanding. I think that probably Ten Hag is very aware of him having, let's face it, he scored a heck of a lot of goals previously in the Eredivisie. He's a Dutchman playing for the national side. So he'll certainly be aware of him. But does Erik Ten Hag actually want him? That's another question. Good shout. What's up there, Joseph Adams and Tony? Welcome in. They have loyalty clauses for all their players, says Tony. Is Depay good enough to reunited? I like that, Mayui. Mayui, not really. I mean, he's a decent option he's a best of a bad bunch maybe at the moment. He's cheap. He's a Netherlands international with a good record. So from that point of view, for Ten Hag, it does tick a couple of the boxes. But in terms of the ideal, no, he's definitely not the ideal player for us right now. We talked about who would be ideal for us previously. If we actually were able to sign top players, if we were competing for things and had Champions League football and didn't have shithouse owners, we'd be able to sign the sort of player that we should be going for. But right now we are shopping around in the bargain bin or shopping around in the second tier, or we're not after those top shelf players right now, unfortunately. We are looking for lesser players because not that many top players want to come to United. It's why, maybe that's why we're trying so hard for Jong, because he is really, on paper at least, an absolute top player. Not to pay such a tit, says Chris Parker. Yeah, Mounts, United should avoid business with Barca 100% after this. I'm with you on that. Once we can possibly conclude a deal for this guy, De Jong, then I agree we should probably try and never speak to Barcelona ever again and remove them from our Christmas card list. I agree with you, because they've taken the absolute raw piss out of us here, guys. Right, also, let's get on to another fresh link then. We will get into the Depay stuff back again in a little bit for the Q&A at the end of the stream, but I just want to talk about a link to Benjamin Pavard that has come out today as well. Just another link, another player that's linked to Manchester United. There's a few different outlets reporting that Man United are ready to explore a Benjamin Pavard deal. reportedly ready to possibly ask about the possibility of signing Bayern Munich defender Benjamin Pavard during this summer's transfer window. I don't really see us being able to pull a deal like this off, in all fairness. I mean, he does play for them as well. I was looking at his stats just in case, like, I don't know, maybe he's a bit part player and stuff. He's playing a lot of games for them, guys. 25 games in the Bundesliga last season, 10 in the Champions League. You know, he's not going to come to Manchester United right now. It's very unlikely. I don't really quite understand why he would anyway, going from Bayern. Billy says this is to raise the offer from whoever wants him. There you go. That's a fair point as well. But Barcelona want Jong. Yeah, fair enough, Cody. I mean, I don't know about that because they've reached an agreement with United on him. But this guy, very versatile, obviously, as well. Plays can play centre back, right back. Of course, he's a right back. But yeah, he is a good player, obviously. He's a very good player, Benjamin Pavard. I think he's definitely better than what we've got right now at right back. But in terms of, is that a very realistic possibility? No, I don't think so, guys. But let's ask the live chat. Would you take him at United if it was possible? Yes or no? Let's know your opinions. I mean, he's a Champions League standard player. France international, 45 caps. I mean, he's a good standard player who's only 26. If we could get a player like that, it would be a very good signing. It would be a good signing. But, you know, but it's Dumfries, says Billy. Well, there you go. There's another link as well. Right back option. Another right back option. Derby County, says Simon Stone. What you talking about there, my friend? Let's have a little look what you're talking about, my friends. See what's going on. Don't know what you're on about, mate. Where's this? Sorry, somebody might have a bit of information for me. Walker's Peters, right back, says Kojak's Football Show. Okay, let's ask the live chat. If you could sign one realistic player at right back for Man United this summer, who would it be? I agree with Arvin Chawan, who says Dumfries. Hell yes. Strong, physical, good going forward, strong defensively. Also Dutch vibes. Also Ten Hag knows him well. So I agree with that one. It does make a bit of sense on the back of a good season as well. Lucky Singh says that can become possible now. Memphis is a different player now to my takes as D-Lex. Moreover, for what I've seen so far, I trust every player with Ten Hag. The fact he needs him, I will want him to join United. Hey, fair play to you, D-Lex. Yeah, he should be a different player now. He has developed many years since leaving United, so he should be better, and he's in his prime now. He's worth a shot if Ten Hag wants him. I'm with you on that one, bud. Bellerin says Arsenal Manic. Dumfries says Matt Gwinnett. Gary Neville says Colonel Ward. Now you're talking. Then Denzel Dumfries says Elliot Manduna. Dumfries says Chris Barker. Hakimi says Busy the Beast. Would that be realistic though? United Tactical Talk says Dumfries. Dumfries says D Wild. Dumfries, to be honest, says Twisted Fate. And Tad Bates. Dumfries says Arvin Chowan and Alec Brandon and Batman Night Fan. Yeah, good shout. I'm with you guys. And it's quite possible for Man United to be able to finance a deal like that. Reports he would be available for 35 to 40 million euros, I think that is. Maybe there'll be some sort of negotiation over that, of course, but somewhere in that ballpark. And then Man United have two players at right back, both of which are not really up to the task for doing both the things that we want them to do. So Wan-Bissaka could generate 30 million quid, I suppose, if he sold to the right club. We paid 50 million quid for that guy. And he's actually been good over the last couple of years for Ollie. But for Ten Hag, I don't think his style is necessarily going to lend itself to what we're trying to do. He's not good enough going forward. Dalot, he is good enough going forward, but is he strong enough defensively? Big question. Even so, I think you could sell Wan-Bissaka, maybe keep Dalot, or vice versa, I suppose. And that way, that would finance largely a deal for something like Denzel Dumfries. So I'm with you on that, guys. It does add up to make a bit of sense. Thank you, D-Lex, for hitting that subscribe button, my son. And Golden Boy, you guys know it makes sense. Thank you very much, everyone, for hitting that subscribe button. And you know what, everybody? We're only one like away from 200 likes. Who's going to be that 200th liker? Smash the thumbs up. You're just joining us, everybody. Let's get 200 likes on the stream. And also, if you're new, hit the subscribe like those legends have just done. Okay, so yeah, but Pavard is being linked to Man United. Right backs in general are being linked to United. I think it's an Achilles heel for us, that area at the moment as well. Of course, the midfield shite too. And we have got issues more or less throughout the whole team. But certainly the right back spot for what Ten Hag's looking to do, we don't quite have the one player that can do both attacking and defending well enough, I don't think. The left-hand side's looking a bit better now, but the right-hand side, crikey, we've got to do something about that. So I do think that's an area we need to strengthen, as well as the central midfield. Get De Jong in, get Tielemans in, and get a right back, and I'd be happy with the season. I don't even really want Antony right now. In the future, yes, but if they want 80 million euros for it, not for me. Let's use the budget to strengthen the midfield and the defence. That's where the best teams are built from anyway. Get the GOAT Ronaldo committed to United, sticking up the top of the pitch, scoring shitloads of goals, providing loads of service, and let's actually start playing some good football. Build a strong team from a strong base. So that's a good shout, isn't it? I agree. I agree with myself. All right, okay, so there's players link. Hopefully somebody like Dumfries could be acquired at right back. What's interesting about the Depay deal as well is he's available for quite a bit less than most good strikers that are available, because of the fact he's only got a year left on his deal. Just on Cristiano Ronaldo as well, just very quickly, Cristiano Ronaldo, the reports come out that Jorge Mendes is making it clear to clubs that Ronaldo is willing to take a pay cut, potentially as high as 30%. So fuck me, guys. If this is the case, then that is a little bit of a worry. Cristiano Ronaldo is super eager to play Champions League football, etc. I think that's what this is all about. And if that is the case, he's prepared to take a pay cut, maybe it just makes it a more attractive proposition for some of these other clubs that were thinking about making a move for Ronaldo, such as Bayern Munich. Maybe if they go, rather than paying 400 or 500,000 a week, if we can get Ronaldo for 350 or 300,000 pounds a week, it adds up a little bit to maybe make an offer. But then again, United don't have to accept any sort of reasonable offer from Bayern. It should be a decent amount of money we receive for Ronaldo if he's to be sold. So again, we hold all the cards here, guys. I don't see him going anywhere. Let's ask the chat, does Ronaldo stay or does he go? But I don't see him going anywhere. I think he's definitely a Manchester United player for the season because nobody wants him that much and we don't have to sell him. And if they're prepared to pay 30, 40 mil, fair enough. We'll sell him. We'll sell him for 25 mil. I bet you if an offer came in tomorrow from a Champions League football club for 25 mil, the Glazers snap your arm off for a one-away player at the moment because they're a bunch of shithouses. And if that player really does want to go, well, it just makes sense for all parties. But we're not going to get that offer for Ronaldo because he's 37. Stay, says Arvin Chowan. Stay says United Tactical Talk. Derby County thinks he's going. Ninja Starman says he's going. Chris Parker says stuck with him. Red Devil Yannick says stay. Atletico Madrid rumours getting louder though, says Agrippa Chinhara. Yeah, they may be getting louder, but how are they going to afford him? They're racked financially as well. He's going, says Nick Nack might go, to be fair, says Elliot Manduna. He's going to stay forcefully, but staying, says Josh Hernandez. A committed Ronaldo, once the window closes, is a lethal thing. That's it. It's just he may have a bit of a paddy and throw his toys out of pram a little bit between now and then. But I'd say keep the guy. Go, maybe, says Cody. Maybe stay. Matt Gwinnett says stay. CR7 going to Bayern, says Derby County. Well, that's the club that makes the most sense, isn't it? Yeah, fair enough. Also, so Jorge Mendes apparently offered Cristiano Ronaldo to Barcelona before they signed Robert Lewandowski. So the reports about that as well a little while ago. Maybe there's some basis to that he was offered to Barcelona. Seems a bit of a strange destination, obviously, that Real Madrid link. But look, I mean, that's the sort of club that could offer him what he wanted. But they've gone for Lua. And, of course, now that leaves a big gaping hole at Bayern Munich, where they've got to get a big striker in there, don't they? And Ronaldo makes a lot of sense from a lot of points of view. He's got that Champions League pedigree where he'll bang you a shitload of goals in the Champions League. He'll score 25, 30, who knows how many goals in the Bundesliga for you. And he's just a super commercial guy who's going to sell shirts and just get everybody watching your team. So, in my opinion, if I was Bayern Munich CEO, I'd be like, hell yeah, let's go and get this guy in for 25 million euros. Whatever, let's go and get this guy in and pay him big wages, but we'll recoup a lot on that. But I hope that he doesn't go, folks, and I hope that he stays, but it does seem like he's maybe willing to leave and get less money than at United. That's how much he really wants to add to his legacy of the Champions League. We talked about yesterday the fact that he's 15 goals ahead of Messi in the all-time tally in the Champions League, and this season will be a lost season for him if he's playing in that Europa League guff. He is too good for the Europa League. Go England women, yeah, get in there, Jeanette Pure. I know the Lionesses doing absolute bits, and you're gonna hear me roar. Oh. Bot Gamer says, Ronnie to Real Madrid. If they wanted him back, genuinely, yes, that's definitely a destination he would go to. But would they want him back right now? Would they be prepared to pay a bit of cash to United? As I say, United only paid 13 mil for him, but we sure as hell don't have to let him go for that sort of money. We could demand a lot more for this guy. Yeah, Top Dog says he should honour his contract. His pay at United since the 25% cut is $375 a week. He's willing for an additional 30% cut. That's $260. I mean, you know, I don't really believe any of that bollocks anyway in regards to that contract stuff, but hey, fair enough. Gongshi, thank you. He says, smash a like for the pig. Thank you, Gongshi. On our way to 250 likes. Please do keep hitting that up. We're going to get onto the Q&A in a minute. I just want to talk about a couple of more bits of information. So United's flight to Perth was delayed, and Eric Bailly left his mark in training. This is on the MEN. The flight to Perth was delayed amid sad circumstances at Melbourne Airport on Wednesday. A military plane landed on the private runway, blocking United's takeoff due to a medical emergency on board. So not the best news there in regards to that, but it's, you know, obviously not related to United, but it delayed them. So yeah, just thought I'd mention it was on the MEN. It was on the MEN. And also, United are supposedly planning a new bid for Anthony. We talked about that quite a lot this last couple of days. Supposedly reported that they're looking to make a new bid for him at some point. So that could be coming sometime before the end of the window. But there's so many factors there. He's a largely expensive player. United also reported to be talking to Barcelona about the possibility of signing Memphis Depay. What else we got? Okay, we got quotes here. We got a few quotes here from Jamie Carragher, who said that I think that the first thing, mate, I'm from fucking Liverpool, mate. My name's Jamie Carragher, mate. I work on Sky Sports with Gary Neville, mate. I fucking spit at people on the motorway. But this is what he said. He said, I think the first thing when it comes to Ten Hag and the players they're bringing in will be, we need to get the club back in the Champions League where it belongs. That's where Manchester United should be. Yeah, well, he's got one thing right there, to be fair. Whilst spitting and spraying everybody in close vicinity to him, he did make a decent point. I mean, that's it. That's where Man United should be. It's just wrong that we're not in the Champions League. It's wrong we're not in the UCL, and that's where we should be. And Ten Hag's got his work cut out for himself to actually be getting this club back there, because it's not that easy. Spurs are making strides with a good manager. They're making investments. Chelsea the same. There's Liverpool, there's City, there's Chelsea, there's Spurs, there's Arsenal Hollands. But you know what I mean. There's a lot of different clubs who are going for it. So, but still, you know what I mean. Like, it's difficult. It's going to be difficult. Carragher spits, doesn't swallow to fire up. Carragher says, Matt Gwynner. Oh, man. I haven't heard Rui Costa's banter on Darwin Núñez Kashev. Did he call him a Uruguayan Andy Carroll? Oh, well, thank you, Mayu. I appreciate that. I don't know about that, but thank you, bud. Carragher speaks sense for once. There you go. That's the only time in recorded history Carragher's spoken sense, apparently. But there you go. It's pretty obvious. We need to get this club back in the Champions League where it belongs. That's what Ten Hag's mentality will be, and that's what it should be. Man United is a hugely traditional, historically awesome football club that should be in the Champions League, definitely. We're the most successful team in English football, lest you forget. We are the most successful team in English football, so whichever way you look at it, we're a club that should be in the Champions League. The fact we're not there is an absolute disgrace. What's this? Simon Stone just tweeted 7 minutes ago, Rafael Varane, Man United defender, has no regrets over move to Old Trafford. Oh, thank you so much there, Rushy, for sending this through. We got some quotes from Varane as well here. So Varane, new reports come out from Simon Stone in Perth. Oh, I see, from the BBC. This is what people were saying Simon Stone earlier for. Defender Varane says he has no regrets about moving to Old Trafford. This has just come out. Combination of injuries and his new team's form have cast a shadow over his debut. He said, no, absolutely not. He doesn't regret it. He said, in football, you have to challenge yourself and try to improve. I wanted to live another experience after 10 years in the same place. The Premier League is absolutely fantastic, and Manchester United are a great club. There was no doubt about my decision. Come on, Rafael Varane, you legend. That's what I'm saying. He says it's a new season, a new start. Confidence is important. And we lost confidence when we lost some games, but I think we have great potential. The new manager is very positive. He wants this energy in to press high up the pitch with more space behind our backs. That is maybe more offensive, but it is football we really enjoy. That's going to be shit for Harry Maguire. So that is a good start, says Varane. Competition is good for the team. He said in regards to Harry Maguire, he was asked about Maguire and continuing as captain, and it seems to place Varane's position in the team in doubt. And Varane said, competition is good for the team. Harry is a very important player for us. He's the captain and obviously has a lot of good qualities. Oh, fucking hell! The team will always be better with this competition. Every great club is like this. If everyone wants to fight for the team, that's a good thing. And then it was asked about Ronaldo as well, in regards to maybe Ronaldo leaving, etc. And he said that debate was outside of the dressing room. We know his quality. We know he's very famous. So we know a lot of people will speak about the performance of the team and his performance. Sorry, who's he talking about here? Oh, Ronaldo's inability to press was a major reason why. Oh, right, yeah. We know his quality. We know he's very famous. So when a lot of people will speak about his performance of the team. He's talking about last season. He said Cristiano's a great competitor. He's a legend. It always helps the team. So obviously it's very good to play with him. I mean, he knows himself, having played with him for many years. So that's interesting. Nice interview on the BBC there for Raphael Varane, saying some good things. He's got no regrets because he's on a very nice wage, says Mal. So it's a fair point. But, you know, for these super rich players who've done there and done that, been there and done everything, I mean, I don't know if it's all about the money. If he wanted just the money, he could go to China or Saudi or wherever and play. But I think he genuinely wanted a new challenge. I honestly do think so. I mean, I'm sure he's getting paid a shitload of cash at United. It's a lovely deal he's on, but even so. Oh, Dizzy Red Devil, thank you for a $5 super chat, you legend. He comments, Ronaldo was part of the team last season. Individually, he did well, but the team earned Europa. He should be a pro. One team, one fight. Yeah, that's it. Fair play, Dizzy, man. I mean, I get it from his point of view, though. He's only got one career and he's too good for the Europa. That's the facts. But it is only one season. Come on, Ronaldo, just knuckle down. Start getting the old bucket there and start bailing water out of this sinking ship, mate. Help us, mate. Help us get to shore, lad. I agree with you, Dizzy, to an extent, but I can also understand it from Ronaldo's point of view because this guy's looking for records, accolades, statistics, and trophies. And unfortunately, right now, United in a rebuilding season under Ten Hag, we're not really that guaranteed to, we're not actually that guaranteed to offer him all of that stuff, unfortunately, my friends. So, but thank you so much, Dizzy. Come and get, please, a big love heart in the live chat for this legend. Really, really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much for your super chat, you legend. Right, let's get into the live chat, folks. We've basically done the news there. We've got a little bit more info on, Barca's finances. So already working the third economic lever. And if it's completed, Frankie de Jong's departure will no longer be necessary. Some reports coming out from Spain, such as Gerard Romero here, that Barcelona will not be forced to sell Frankie de Jong if the third economic lever is completed, whatever the fuck all that business is. But pretty nutty stuff. Also, Memphis Depay returning to Manchester United has always been of interest, reports Gerard Romero also. And he's been heavily linked with a move to Manchester United. Some reports are suggesting that United are already talking to Barcelona about the possibility of bringing in Depay. He's got 1 year left on his contract. He's had a previous United link. He's got that Dutch vibe connection with Erik ten Hag. So it's just interesting to play left wing striker. So it's interesting. It's being discussed. It's being talked about anyway. Also, I forgot to mention this, guys. Jesse Lingard is reportedly, anyway, being offered somewhere around about £200,000 a week from Notts Forest. What? This can't be true. Apparently West Ham have offered him about 150,000 or somewhere around about there. But the fact that Jesse Lingard could earn anywhere near that sort of money just shows you what's absolutely wrong with the current game. I know. Fortinbar says 200k. I mean, what the hell? How much do you think Jesse Lingard's worth in terms of wages to a club like Nottingham Forest? I mean, I think he's worth six figures, just about 100k, because he is a homegrown player. He's an experienced player in his prime, who, let's face it, was playing for Man United in England until very, very recently. So this guy is a good standard player, especially for a newly promoted team, etc. It makes a lot of sense. But 200k a week for Jesse? That's absolutely mad. 80k says Fortinbras. 350 says Rory. 75k says Chris Barker. 90 cases of Arvin. Well, again, they're paying a little bit of a premium because he's English and homegrown, and that always a big plus point. And his experience is good. Rushmonitor says 0.67p per week. He's a bell end. Keshav says he is worth beans. Beans, beans, beans. Get yourself a tin of Lingard's. Beans, beans, beans. 50 cases Elliot Manduna. 40 cases Steve Hawke. 69 cases fire up. Right, so not a lot of people think he's worth six figures. I mean, I just think from their point of view, for the fact that they don't have to pay a sign-on, they do have to pay a sign-on fee, but they don't have to pay a transfer fee. It makes sense for them to pay, 100 grand a week. But 200k a week, that's what the Times are reporting anyway. Like, I don't know if that's legit, guys. It's probably bollocks. Who in their right mind would offer Jesse Lingard £200,000 a week? Madness. And if West Ham have offered 150k a week, then they're off their tits as well. 99p a week, says Ian Feeney. Yeah, Batman says Lingard is deluded if he thinks he gets 200k. Well, that's what apparently he's been offered. I mean, this is a one report anyway. It's probably not the case, though. Busy says 170. Twisted Fate says 15k. $1.50 and a cup of tea, says Gerard Ryan. Hey, Jonathan Gallagher, what's going on, mate? Hope you're all good, pal. Yes, lad. And Berber getting in here raw. What's going on, my friend? 5k and 100 insta likes says Steve Wild. Berber says he's a little mercenary, was twerking all season for West Ham. Yeah, oh, definitely, mate. Posting fucking gash pictures and stuff, like doing gash hammers stuff. What's that all about, mate? You got a gash hammer playing for Man United still. I mean, that was a mistake to keep him beyond Jan, I think. He could have tried to get a couple of minutes out of it. We might as well have just let him go in the end. But yeah, I agree, Berber. How you doing, Don Berber, anyway? Yes, the game has gone mad, says Ivonico 4. Hey there, Solskjaer99. Welcome in, mate. What's going on, my man? WWE Network says, how are you doing, Pig? I'm all good, mate. Got a bit of a headache. Just I don't know. I'm not dehydrated, but I'm not a bit under the weather at the moment. Paracetamol up, but I'm okay. I'm fine. Probably just the mugginess. It's a bit close, isn't it? It's really hot and muggy today. Feels very Harry Maguire-esque. Super muggy. Yeah, nice to see you, Berber. Thank you for getting in, you absolute Don. I hope you're having a great day. The Hoop Man. Hey, Hoop Man. He says, Pig, are you doing a FIFA video on FIFA 23 new features, bro? Probably shouldn't I, Hoop Man? But no. I've been too busy, my friend. I've been too busy. There's a lot going on with United. And then I'm back on the FIFA tonight, though. Late night, 11:15 p.m. on this channel, guys. Make sure you come in and tune in and watch the show. 11:15 p.m. we'll be on. We're also going to do a United news video tonight, if there's any news to report anyway, around about sort of 9ish beforehand. So come and join us. Rushmano says subscribe to the channel. Make sure you do as he says. Hit that subscribe button. That's the one that says subscribe. And hit the like button on the video as well. Help us get to, I don't know how many we're on now. Help us get to 300, though. Help us get to 300 likes by smashing that like. We are on 254. Get in there. We're actually over 250, baby. Baby, we did it. Break out the red panties. No, seriously, thank you, everyone, for hitting that like. It does help us out, honestly. Oh, nice one, WWE Network. Oh, thank you, Berber, for putting the channel membership link in there as well. Chris Parker's got COVID. I'm so sorry to hear that, man. Let's get love hearts in there for Chris Parker. I thought I had it yesterday, man. I did a couple of tests and I didn't. I'm sorry to hear that, man. Get well soon. Get well soon. Right, let's get in the live chat, folks. That's the latest news. I'm going to have a Q&A for a few minutes. Let's see what you guys are saying for yourselves. 90k a week says freedom for all. Rob says you owe me 2 goals from outside the box. I do, Rob, and I will give you those. You saw some videos of your reaction to United's preseason goals, and I was in stitches, says Twisted Fate. Oh, nice one, bud. Yeah, there are some channels that make compilations and feature the one and only yours truly. So you're right about that. Billy says, Pig, red panties has to be one of the new emojis once you... Oh, great shout, Billy. Mate, I can get new emojis now, man, because Eddie Trooper yesterday gifted 20 new members, mate. It was the most unbelievable thing ever. Shout out to Eddie Trooper. Love hearts in there for him. But yeah, he literally gifted 20 people memberships in the chat. So I can definitely get a new emoji or even 2. I need to update that. Chris Barker says, thanks, mate. Bell says, are we taking a pause at 6 for the Angolese? Excuse me? Rushmano getting those Phil Jones emojis in there, etc. Nick Knack says, do you think there's anything in the Muasa Dembele rumours? No, not really, to be fair. I personally don't. But very much linked very many times in the past with us. Many Dembeles are, in all fairness. Nice one, Vincent Bullock. Thank you, mate. I wouldn't expect any less from you. Arvin Chauhan says, which player do you no longer want to see wearing red? It would be Harry Maguire for me. If I could choose one player to sell and get out the club and maybe get a bit of cash for in the process, it would be Captain Slabo, definitely. Rob getting Phil Jones in there also. Jassy Singh says, Piggy, it's time to pay up to Barcelona 120 mil for Frankie and Braithwaite. Did you see Conor Gallagher's penalty last night? I missed it, but I actually saw, I heard there were some atrocities going on. United ready to sell Ronaldo now by the sounds of it, says Nick Morris. An Irish religious thing. Oh, okay, right. Sorry, I didn't know what that was. Twisted Fate says, Pig, let's be fair here. We are annoyed with our window, but let's have 5 minutes of silence for Chelsea winner. I've only signed one big name they wanted. I mean, so haven't they signed 2 players? Hang on, let me get their thing up again now, because but I'm pretty sure they've signed a good couple of players, haven't they, mate? Let's have a look. Chelsea, who the fuck did they sign, guys? Yeah, here it is. Chelsea signed. Yeah, okay. Hang on, I'm getting down to it. It'll come to me in a second. It's 2. They signed 2 big players. I can't remember what it is now for some reason. Give me a second. Oh yeah, of course, Raheem Sterling and Koulibaly. So you know, they've got. I wouldn't say they've done badly at all, mate. In all fairness, it's comparable to ours. In fact, you could argue it's better in some ways because Koulibaly's like a proper first team, a really good signing. He's the sort of player we should have gone for a few years ago. And then Raheem Sterling for 47.5. That's decent. You know, come on. I mean, I wouldn't say they're having a mare so far at all, to be honest. But there you go. They're also being linked with many players and going in for lots of different players. They're also getting Koundé. Exactly, Steve Hawk. Oh, yeah, they had a bid for Koundé for 55 million euros as well. Rushy says Koulibaly, that's it. And Sterling, absolutely. So, really good couple of signings. I wouldn't really say that that's bad news for them or bad business. K Slater, hello, my man. He says, Nottingham Forest. Lingard's absolutely no competitive desire at all. West Ham would take him at lower wages, but he wants more money. Garbage. Yeah, he just cares about money and fame, I think, to be honest, K Slater. I think that's pretty clear. He's an Instagram footballer, isn't he? Nottingham Forest, he might end up going there. I mean, I believe he was talking to some MLS clubs. Just the mere fact alone that he would talk to MLS clubs. No disrespect to you, K Slater, being a Yank. But it just shows you that his ambition is not where it should be, maybe, and that, you know, maybe he is just interested in the fame and the fortune. Which, fair enough. Okay, fair enough. I mean, there was an interesting article I saw yesterday about a player. Fucking hell, what's his name again? But he was like, he was a good player back in the day, and then he went to fucking China. What was his name, guys? There you go. Here it is. I've got the article here. Conker. Yeah, so Conker was a player, right? And he was a player, and at one point a few years back, he was the third highest paid player in the world, just only behind Messi and Ronaldo. Have you ever heard of this player? Dario Conker. Dario Conker is an Argentine footballer. He was playing for Brazilian club Fluminense in 2011. He had a key role in helping them to their first Brazilian championship since 1984. He was voted as Brazil's Player of the Year in the league in 2009 and 2010. And as a result of those performances, many clubs were interested in him, but he decided rather than go to a big European football club, he decided to go to a Chinese Super League club, Guangzhou Evergrande. And because they offered him 10 million a year. And he's just like some young kid, like, you know, they offered him 10 million a year, which at the time made him the third highest paid player in the world, only behind Lionel Messi and Ronaldo. And you've basically never heard of this guy because, well, he's playing in the Chinese league. So I know Rory C says, what a waste. I agree with you. I totally agree with you, man. It is a waste. It is a waste. So it's what's funny as well as after that he went to play back for Fluminense, I think, for like £8,000 a week. But then he went back to China when Sven-Göran Eriksson signed him for Shanghai SIPG. So, and he said Eriksson was quoted as saying, Conker's like Messi. He's the same size, he's left foot, he's a fantastic dribbler, and he makes and scores a lot of goals. When I came here, he was the one player I wanted more than any other. I just saw this article the other day. I thought it was interesting because, like, that's it. Some players waste their careers and go just for the money, don't they? And I know, look, he's made a shitload of cash. Look, let's face it, how do you view it? Are you just interested in the money? It's a pretty fucking good living this guy's made. He's retired at 36, this guy, with over £50 million in earnings throughout his career, with 0 caps for Argentina. That is pretty unbelievable, really. This guy made £50 million in his career. He's obviously a talented player. Just went where the money is. Didn't care about the legacy or the competition or anything. Just went where the money's at. 0 caps for Argentina because he's playing in China. And, it's a waste. But at the same time, this guy made 50 million quid. And he said this. He said, football has given me a lot. I love this career. It was fantastic for me. But today I think it's the right time for me to stop. I was not thinking about football today. It gave me a lot. I'm very grateful for everything. I managed to make a career and to have recognition. Well, you certainly managed to make a shitload of cash. Anyway, just thought I'd share that with you because I saw it yesterday and it's quite interesting. So, yeah. But it depends. Some players are legacy players like Ronaldo and some players are money players like, Oscar, Carrasco or, you know, some of these players that go to China or Saudi or some of these places. Fellaini went too and he still shit, says Rushmano. Now he's got hookers and cocaine every night for life, says Fire Up. K-Slater says Demba Ba, Yannick Carrasco, Oscar, Mascherano. Yeah, well, Mascherano, you can sort of say fair play to Mascherano because he's basically achieved a shitload in the game first. You know what I mean? So I don't really begrudge that. He's just gone for a massive payday at the end. But that's a bit different. But the other players who go in their prime, you know, Berber says, how much money do some players need? If you can pay your bills and give your family a good life, that should be enough. I totally agree, Berber. It's just pure greed, isn't it? Keshav says, Eriksson was never sane for the record. He made Scholes play on the win. Would I like to go walking in Memphis? Definitely, Rory, mate. Let's go with a few feet off the beer or whatever, mate. Anyway, Fellaini, the only United player that megged by a 7-year-old, says Rushmano. Oh, definitely thought him. I was playing the World Cup in Qatar for money. Oscar was a great player, wasn't he, RJ? Signed his career away for the money. Gungshi, thank you so much. He says, smash a like for the pig. Thank you so much, Gungshi. Football is money, 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 says Andrew. Some players are overrated like Maguire, says Duncan. Diego Costa go to China. Yeah, he did, didn't he? Mascherano was a murderer on the pitch, says Elliot Manduna. Simon Carey sent a super chat. Did he? I missed that, didn't I? What? Simon Carey sent a super chat. Where's that, man? Simon Cowie, how you doing anyway, my son? I know he sent one earlier on. I can't see it, bud. I can't. Oh, yeah. Oh, Simon Cowie. I'm so sorry I missed your super chat, man. Thank you so much for letting me know that, by the way. Simon says, Pig, Ronaldo needs to leave his ego at the door. We finished 6th, so he needs to accept that everyone took a 25% pay cut. He should accept it and not cry about it because no player is bigger than the club. Again, I personally don't think it's about the money for him, mate. I personally think it's solely about competition, the fact that he wants to play in the Champions League and the fact that he wants to win things and challenge for things. He came to United when we were 2nd and in the Champions League. So I don't think it's about money at all personally, but I hear that. I get you. Thank you so much for your super chat. Let's get a zoo in the chat there for Simon. I mean, it's got to be a factor if that's the case. Yeah, there you go, Bo691. Matt Gwynner says, Pig, who do you look forward to watching their debut, Martinez or Eriksson? Both of them, mate, both of them, but most looking forward to seeing Martinez keep Slabby out the team. That's it, Arvin. Ronaldo wants Champions League. No, Jude Anthony's deal is not settled. There's just reports that we're, possibly going to be going in for him again soon. Signed a contract, Pig. Did he think we were on Liverpool City level? He was deluded if he thought so. Maybe he thought that after finishing 3rd, then 2nd, then getting to Europa final, and then him coming in with Varane and Sancho coming in, he probably thought that hey, they could be competitive. That's what I kind of think. But anyway, guys, we're going to have to wrap this video up right there, I've got to get myself some more drink and also something to eat. I'm pretty starving at the moment and I've got a bit of a headache and that's probably not helping. So I'm going to wrap this video up here, but there's the latest news, guys. We have got links with Memphis Depay. De Jong deal is still a massively frustrating one. There's links to Pavard that should probably bullshit. But it seems like United could have some interest in Memphis just because of the link with Ten Hag, the Netherlands vibe, and that he's available for not a lot of money because he's only got a year left on his contract. And maybe Barca would be keen to get rid just to save a bit more cash and help them actually reach that sort of wage salary cap, etc. in La Liga, because they are playing a tight game there. Simon says players want 100k to 400k a week. It's greed. I would play for Man United for 200 a week. Same here, Simon Cowie. You damn right, man. There should be some sort of cap. I do agree. I mean, look, players will go elsewhere, won't they? They'll go to other leagues and they'll follow the money if there's a cap. But there should be. There should be a global cap. Anyway, Rush Mono says, top show, Pig. Thank you so much, mate. Have a great day. FIFA tonight, Diamond 94, lad. We're back at 11:15. Make sure you go and smash a like on that video beforehand. It's already set up. FIFA at 11:15 tonight. Back on then. Thank you, Linna's family. He says, like the video, people, for the pig. Thank you so much. Yeah, do drop a like before you go, everybody. Thank you, everyone, for watching and getting in the chat. Great community of legends here. The Bacon Brigade. Shout out to all you guys and gals. Please do show support for the show by dropping a like before you go. Hit the subscribe button. Click the bell icon if you're new to get notified. Follow us on the social media channels as well at Flying Pig United on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and Twitch. Why do we get so many Dutch players, says Mostly? I think now it's just because Ten Hag's Dutch, isn't it? You often see that. Whether it was like, Nuno over at Wolves, they just sort of like to bring in players that they know, and they've got, to be fair, it's a good tactic, because if what you've got is expertise in a certain league, and you've essentially, without even really doing it, been scouting loads of players over the years, it makes sense to draw on that talent pool a little bit. And thank you, Gungshi, thank you, Bell, Dizzy Red Devil, Anthony Okonkwo, thank you, guys. Thank you, Arvin Chowan as well. Elliot Manduna, Jeanette Pugh, Anthony Ong, United Tactical Talk, Simon Warner, Rush Marno, Simon Cowie, Elliot Manduna, David Eder. Thank you all the super chatters, people like Simon Cowie, Sammy Ashley, etc. Thank you all the channel members, people like Tox Cole, Simon, Gangshi, Bell691, and all these legends in the chat in green with a badge next to their name. Thank you to all the moderators, the Blue Spanner Posse, for keeping the chat safe and free of spam and shite. And just thank you everyone for tuning in and being a part of this community and chatting and watching and getting in. If you've got more thoughts and opinions, please come back after this video's finished and get them in the not live comment section. We can keep the debate going there. But yeah, have a great day, Bacon Brigadier, says Don Gungshilioni. Thank you, Linners, Rob, Boom, Howard, Jeanette Pugh, and all you rest of you legends. Catch you on the next one. We'll be back about 9-ish with a cheeky little update in regards to Man United if there is any news and stuff. And we'll probably jump on anyway just to have a bit of a chat and give you the latest Man United evening news. And then also we've got FIFA tonight at 11:15. Back on the grind, my friends. So come and join us for that. Make sure you turn up because we haven't done one for a couple of weeks now. I'm a little bit worried only about 12 people are going to come and watch. So please do watch that Late Night FIFA. We will be back on tonight, guys. See you soon. Thank you, O'Busy, Simon, Solskjaer, Rushy, Chris, and all the legends of the bakery. That's it for the show. Thank you for tuning in. Man United, sort your bloody lives out. Still another day goes by. No new signing has been made. The De Jong saga rolls on. There's new links being made, fresh links. But United just need to bloody act and get some business done, don't we? Sort your bloody lives out. Catch you soon, guys. Have a great day. Thanks for watching. Back later with news and FIFA. See you guys. Suey.